I'm back. What's going on, friends? How are you today? Aaron here, bringing your daily horoscope for Monday, the 18th of November, 2019. All right. We're starting the week off very strong with the moon in Leo, okay? Now, this is a good burst of energy. Over the weekend, the moon was over in Cancer, completing our water trine. And, it was a little heavy, right? But we had a lot of other aspects going on that certainly helped to lighten it up a little bit. The Mars septile over to Venus is a really beautiful aspect. The Sun septile to Saturn, very powerful aspect. And we're going to talk about that more today. All right. Now, the great thing about the moon moving into Leo, right, is our own creative self-expression. It's us putting ourselves out there. So if we were feeling that water trine, and if we've been, thinking about, this septile between Mars and Venus, Venus wanting to expand, wanting to seek out, right, having faith in self, seeking out more information. That more information of Venus is what we want, and Mars is saying, yes, let's go, and there's other people that we need to do this with. So we're deepening our relationships between people, parent and child, or bosses, or roommates, friends, lovers, all of the above, right? And this deals with fate. It's a seventh harmonic aspect, all right? So the seventh harmonic is, again, that kind of destiny, kind of a feeling. It's like you can't quite put a finger on it here. It's just the universe guiding us, all right? So now the Sun creating the septile to Saturn is extremely powerful. And these aspects, it's important, and like I've been saying the past couple of days here, it's important that we choose action. There's an old Buddhist saying that's, doing nothing is doing something, and that is certainly true. However, we need to be an active participant in society. We need to be going out there seeking, and that's what Venus is telling us. That's what Jupiter's telling us. Jupiter's last month in Sagittarius, home. And it's got a very important journey come as soon as it moves into Capricorn. It's got a big destiny meetup with Saturn and Pluto that's going to happen next year in 2020, all right? Very important for Jupiter to go through this. So right now, it's about us absorbing as much information as we possibly can. Now, the Sun, let me show you the chart here. The Sun, okay, creating that septile to Saturn. And that quintile here, this is, again, we're dealing with fate, the universe stuff, okay? Otherworldly connections. And Chiron. Now, Chiron, again, is the wounded healer in astrology. Good. If you want, look up Chiron. I don't want to spend too much time talking about the mythology behind. It's a giant asteroid, basically, and it's so big that its gravity kind of weighs quite heavily on us. And a lot of astrologers use Chiron a lot, and more so than other asteroids or even, some of the fixed stars. I don't talk a lot about the fixed stars here on the show. But I definitely have Chiron here because it's important to understand that we're all going through some sort of a healing, right? And it's this personal transformation, personal growth, personal strength. We're so much stronger than we think we are. When we want to give up, it's just like, come on, we've only used 25% of our reservoir. There's always a ton more that we can do. We might catch our breath, take a second, but we can keep going at it. Our brains, our bodies, we want to quit, but it's just like, oh no, I actually have a lot more in me. I have a lot more strength. I can continue to go beyond what I thought I was capable of, okay? And this Chiron transit this year is it's going to be happening over the next several years. But it's very important right now while it's making these connections, again, these quintiles, very cool. And as we see here, Chiron is also making a connection. Follow that red line, up to Jupiter, okay? So this is about personal expansion, okay? That kind of square that's happening here because Jupiter's about to hit Capricorn. So this square is going to be going on for quite some time. So basically what that's saying is we need to absorb more information. We need to have faith in ourselves that we can heal. This isn't like a doctor putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone here, or just giving us some sort of a pill to fix our problem. And that's what we're going to talk about today, with this sun creating the septile to Saturn, Saturn quintile to Chiron, okay? And the moon's a very important role over the next couple of days. Today, yes, and tomorrow it's even greater. I'm going to give you a little glimpse here as we move ahead. Tomorrow in the morning, it's going to create this beautiful trine to Venus and to Jupiter. Now, we'll talk about that more there because that's extremely powerful. So this, again, is our courage, our leadership, that yes, we are. Yes, we have a voice. Yes, we have an identity, I am me, and this me has a vision, has a mission, something to do here. I'm not just, we're not just tiny screws in a giant machine. We're human beings, and we're adding to other human beings' lives. We're absorbing from other beings' lives, and the work that we put in is what we get out. And that's the beauty of the sun's septile to Saturn, okay? What we're putting into this is what we get out of it. I lead some breath classes, and I say the same thing always. When if we're really, using our breath, breath is spirit, you're connecting with source. Very, very, very powerful. Check out some breathing. I'll probably do one, here in the near future on this channel, but watch some breathing stuff on YouTube. There's a lot of really cool people. The Wim Hof is one of them. I love his method. And when I lead these classes, it's always obvious. The people that really get into it have huge breakthroughs. I mean, tears of joy. But those that don't want to breathe, they don't want to do the work. And it's just like, look, we're just going to sit here and breathe for 30 minutes, these fast breaths, or, these really long, drawn-out breaths. We're just filling our entire gut and entire lungs with this breath. But when we're doing the work, but some of us don't want to do it, and those people that don't want to do it, but they want the change. It's just like they showed up to the class because they heard that this breathing technique is really powerful, but they don't want to do the work. And they're seeing other people in the classroom that are having huge breakthroughs, release of trauma. Through one breathing class, I watched a guy, we go around a little bit of a sharing, and this gentleman said he's never felt love in his life. And he felt like a loner, a lone wolf, and all of this stuff. We did this breathing exercise, and the dude's tears of joy. And he's just like, I've been surrounded by love my entire life, but I was too blind to see it. I was so closed off, But he did the work. He did that work. And that's the important thing here. So it's doing the shadow work right now, which we've been talking about for the past, almost month now. We still have some more time of this shadow work left. And what we put into it, our own personal discipline, is what we get out of this. So, this isn't Dr. Oz. This isn't, sorry, doctor. But, it's like every month that guy's got a new fat-burning pill or this new miracle thing or whatever that's, you can still continue the terrible life that you've been doing and just take this pill or just take this drink and just watch your life completely change. And it's like, it's not the truth. It's just not the truth. There's no get rich quick miracle thing, and it's just like, we have to put in the work. And that's what scares people, I think, the most. Is like, oh, I don't really want to do that. I want to heal, but I don't really want to let go of hating my ex. I want to let go, but I want to change, but I don't want to let go of hating this or feeling this or this, it's just like, because that makes me who I am. Well, don't you want to change who you are? That's the whole thing that we're talking about. That's the whole thing that everyone's talking about. We're all making, steps into progress, not just changing ourselves. Like, I don't want to wake up and be a completely different person, right? But at the same time, there are certain parts of myself that we want to heal. There's certain traumas we want to heal. There are certain aspects that we want to move beyond. So this energy, is saying like, do the work. And you have all the strength. You know, we can do that, you know, and it's the discipline though. Can you do that for 30 minutes? Yes. Can you do that for 45 minutes? Yes. Can you do that for an hour? Yes. And when we do these in increments and we keep pushing ourselves, you know, what's going to happen in the breathing class? You know, I know this is an astrology thing, but it's like, this is a life channel, not just, you know, anyway, you know, so it's like, well, what happens when we start breathing like this, right? We start to hyperventilate. Our arms will get numb and tingly. Your hands start to clench up. It's the weirdest thing. For whatever reason, it happens to everybody. You start breathing like that, and your hands, you get, you know, these like claw hands, and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know what's happening to my body. I should stop. You know, the brain saying, stop doing this. Stay limited, you know, and that's what this Scorpio season is all about right now. You know, stay limited, stay small, and then it's just like, no, this bigger force, Saturn, do the work. You know, you know, Saturn's that teacher that's always riding you. You know, but then when you finally pass the class, I knew you had it in you. You know, and then you're like, oh my God, you know, that's why you've been so hard on me all this time? Yes, because I knew you had it in you. I expected more from you. Because you can, you know. So the moon in Leo is giving us that, yes, I can, yes, I can, yes, I can, yes, I can. I'm a superstar of the show, right? Like whatever it is, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to figure this freaking camera thing out, whatever was going on, Mercury retrograde, boom. You know, and that's another funny thing about the retrograde is like, I sit down here, I hit a couple buttons, boom, it pops up and everything's normal. I'm used to this, you know, this routine, right? And then it's just like all of a sudden there's a wrench in the system. You know, everything stopped working. And then when I got the camera working today, the audio stopped working. I was like, are you kidding me? So like completely reconfiguring. But, you know, that little engine that could attitude of like, well, whatever it is, whatever's coming my way, we can continue going. We can sit here and figure it out and be meticulous and keep adding, you know, keep going at it, right? And then, of course, what is Leo? Leo represents by the sun. You know, the sun's home ruling sign, you know, is Leo. So it's reminding us to be our bright and shining selves, you know, and we can do this today. And we have this sesqui-square to Jupiter. Oop, click. You know, that sesqui-square to Jupiter, this square to Mercury. Okay? And this can be like, you know, I don't know if I want to do the hard work. I don't know if I want to do this. Mercury retrograde, you know, I don't know if it, you know, and it's just like, yes. We can, we will, we're going to. We have all the strength, all the ability. We have the power of the sun in every atom of our body. You know, the power of the sun is beating our hearts. We never have to think about beating our hearts. You never have to ask your stomach to digest the food. You never have to ask your kidneys to do their job or your liver. You know what I mean? Like this stuff, it works. Everything is supporting you. And that's the beauty of these connections. It's like it's supporting you without you having to think about it. But we still need to act, right? We still need to pursue. We still need to pursue, which is really, really important because look, what's going to happen? Boom, come tomorrow, it's gone, all right? Plot thickens. It's going to get a lot heavier when Mars enters its home sign, second home sign of Scorpio. So like whatever work we're kind of avoiding right now is going to really intensify, okay? Tuesday is going to be an awesome day. A lot of strength, right? So right now, this is our last little bit of energy of saying connect with your people. Connect with your people. Find your tribe. You know, when you find your tribe, when you communicate with the other people, you know, we expand ourselves. We're being more compassionate with others, right? We're communicating on that deeper stuff. When we're seeking out others, this annoying aspect that we heal ourselves. We heal part of ourselves. When we reach out to our boss, that old, you know, that person that's like, man, this was difficult or whatever it was, you know, however you want to deal with this, however we are dealing with all this stuff, there's a great amount of healing that comes into that, right? When we're connecting with other people, we experience this great breakthroughs, and we're letting go, and we're connecting with others. Like, here's another great thing too about this. There's been a lot of dealing with addiction going on, and that definitely has to do with Neptune up here in Pisces. We see this opioid epidemic on one end and the rise of the shaman on the other, the full spectrum of one's trying to evade reality by using substances, and the others using substances to get so in tune with reality. I talked a little bit about that yesterday, and I showed you this beautiful picture I have here. I took this photograph from Jens Argenti in Costa Rica. Beautiful, beautiful painter. Oops. And anyway, let me come back here. But it's like that beautiful medicine is what helped me find my voice. So instead of escaping reality and using substances, these material things, and going back to reverting to these old things here, we're able to shake free of them, free of our addictions, free of like I had dealing with coffee. Like, all right, I'm done drinking coffee, I don't need to go back to that thing, that physical thing, for my personal expansion, And that's what this has to deal with here, our personal expansion. You see that trine kind of coming up right there. It's a kind of a weird aspect that's going on, because this is an earth sign and that isn't a fire sign, but it's getting ready. Once Jupiter crosses over here, it's going to be really, really, really powerful. But we're not quite there yet. So either way, we're dealing with letting go of needing these physical things to make us feel right. We don't need these physical things. What do we really need? We certainly need other people, right? We certainly need to do the work. We certainly need to have faith in ourselves. Yeah. And to know that the universe is putting you on the right path. It's just a beautiful thing. And again, this right here is really interesting, as it's a square today. As it's not as, these are two fixed signs. Stubborn. Fixed signs can be rather stubborn. And this is saying like, hey, I've got all the strength and light of the world. And this is like, I'm in a cold and a dark place. So this is a balance. This is balance. But you see here, it's kind of hard too, but Mercury's also creating that quintile up here. All right. And which is, again, restructuring, and saying yes to this discipline. Yes, we can do the shadow work, and to continue to be persistent at it. Capricorn is very, very persistent. All right. Again, we're turning that coal into the diamond. The coal is a diamond. This is our life, right? We have all the strength that we need today. We have all the energy to get us going. Whenever we have a fleeting thought that says, I can't, yes, I can. It's just like that energy to kind of overpower whatever, is holding us back. And when we align our hearts with our heads is the true magic and the glory, right? And that's that whole move, mountain, move. I love it. And we've been talking about that for a couple days now, right? Aligning our head, because it's like, it's feeling with our heart. It's our feeling with our heart, aligning with our heart here. All right. It's good to be back. Thanks, everybody. As always, have a happy Monday. This is only going to get better as the week continues, leading up into a very, very, very powerful new moon. It's going to be in Sagittarius. This last week of the sun in Scorpio season, the last day, Monday, of Mars in the very sociable sign of Libra before it moves, hitting hard home. We're not out of this Scorpio season yet. We are not out of the shadow period by far this year. And it's extremely important that we do this work that's going to lead to the great expansion that we've all been looking for, that we've all been needing and desiring. We've been, launching those rockets of desire, and it's little steps by little steps by little steps. And maybe we step forward and then a little bit backward, 2 steps forward, 1 backward, 4 steps forward, 2 steps back. But we're still making progress. If you look where you were, how much have you grown since August, when we had that stellium in Leo? How much have you grown? Exponentially. Huge. How much of your have you cleared out of your personal karma, of your aura? How much have we cleared out? How much have we changed our perspectives on from Virgo season and Libra season? Seeing things from the other person's point of view. How much has this grand water trine brought things into perspective, right? Huge. So we've made huge accomplishments over this time, and it is to remember that we can continue to do this and we can continue to expand and to grow. Not stopping anytime soon. It's getting real exciting here. So have an awesome Monday, because Tuesday is going to be even greater. We'll see you tomorrow.